Tonight from San Francisco's Great American Music Hall. It's a Comedy Tonight special featuring Mike Ferrucci.
I like New York, but it has a bad reputation. You know, people say it's crowded, dirty, there's a lot of crime. All that's true. But, you know, it's an exciting city. Think how boring West Side Story would have been if they made it in Nebraska, you know? I want to plow in America, and no cacao in America. It's not the same thing.
Anita Wise.
I move anything and it cracks, like my neck or my elbow, my back. I don't care. I make money on the side as an exotic dancer for the blind.
And Mark V. McCullum.
So she looked at me and said, "Oh, you got plans for the night?" She said, "Hopefully, we'll be with you if things go right." So we journeyed to her house and one that thing to another. And I hit the floor and I looked up, there was her mother.
Thank you. Welcome to Comedy Tonight. I'm your host, Carrie Snow, and why, yes, I'd like to receive free information in the mail. Anyway, so I've got a lot of stuff at my house, okay? I do. I shop, and I don't really care. Sometimes the kill is more important than the trophy itself, okay? So I had to have a garage sale last summer with a bunch of friends, but it was better than just a regular garage sale, so we had to rename it the Imelda Marcos Memorial Estate Sale. And, you know, a lot of people don't know why the Marcos government was overthrown. And I found out it's because she had 4,500 pairs of shoes and only one pair of odor eaters. So, God, I am so hip and so political, aren't I? Yeah. I actually do really care about politics. I love George Bush's wife, maybe because she's fat and wears pearls, who knew? And I was really disturbed about the Jim and Tammy Faye Baker thing. I really was. And I was upset that he bilked all those people out of all that money, but I was also upset that they gave him 45 years in prison for what he did. That's a lot of time. I mean, you know that the penalties for manslaughter is a lot less. He could have, I just stuttered over my words because I'm thinking faster than I can actually talk, okay? In fact, I'm thinking so fast ahead of myself, I'm having a snack now, okay? For 45 years, manslaughter's a lot less. He could have killed Tammy Faye and been out by now, okay? All right. Now, I know that there's a lot of serious issues in the world today, but our first comic on the show tonight can find humor in everything, from traveling to toasters to small, shiny objects. Ooh. Let's welcome one of San Francisco's finest. Give it up for Mike Ferrucci. Come on.
Keep that applause going for Carrie Snow, everyone. Carrie Snow. Oh, yeah. Well, it's great to be here tonight. How you doing? Sound like a great crowd. Having a good time? Been doing a lot of traveling. I was in Tucson, Arizona recently. That was nice. Pretty hot, though. It was about 3,000 degrees when I was there. No matter how hot it gets, they always say the same thing. Oh, it's dry heat. Yeah, we know it's 3,000 degrees, Mike, but it's dry heat. I don't know if it's dry heat, wet heat. All I know is coyotes were bursting into flame. That's all I know. I was out of town for the big quake. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you'd think you had problems. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't know. I know a little bit about the quake because I read the pamphlet on it from the Red Cross. I don't know if anyone ever got one of these in the mail. Anyone ever get one of these? The Red Cross? I read my junk mail because I have the time. I'm a comic. I get up at noon, have a beer, watch Leave It to Beaver. I've got 23 hours to kill every single day. Now, these are the funniest things in the world to me in real life. I love the Red Cross. They do great work. When it comes to earthquakes, they're just as confused as you and I. They tell you what you should do before a quake, during a quake, after a quake. They try to cover the whole thing. Now, tell me if this makes sense to you. Before a quake, they suggest in here that you practice for an earthquake. Yeah, that you have earthquake drills. Well, how do you do this? Run around your house, shaking all your furniture. Here comes a big one! Knocking your books off the shelf. Second section is during an earthquake. Well, we know what happens during a quake. We're panicking, screaming, you know. My favorite section is after an earthquake. Now, this is where it gets crazy. Right at the top of the list, word for word, I'm not making this up. Number one, after a quake, we suggest do not spread rumors. That's number one, okay? What does that mean? I'm standing on what's left of my living room going, honey, you think the Beatles will get back together again? They're spreading rumors. This is all true. Do not touch downed power lines. Well, I'm glad they put that one in there. Don't go down to the beach and look for big waves. That's got to be one of my favorites right there. Was that a 10-pointer? Where's my surfboard and suntan oil? They even have water tips here. If water is off, emergency water may be obtained from water heaters, canned vegetables, melted ice cubes, and toilet tanks. How thirsty do you have to be, really? Well, this gets stranger and stranger. Don't go sightseeing after a quake. What? That's the perfect time to go sightseeing. Beat the crowds. Everything's open. My favorite one of all, after a quake, use outdoor charcoal broilers for emergency cooking. Now, I don't know about you folks, but there's nothing like a 10-point quake to put me in the mood for some barbecue, huh? Hey, honey, I got some ribs, some sauce. We'll eat some barbecue, grab a power line, drink out of a toilet, do some sightseeing. Be prepared. That's all I have to tell you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Well, I've been thinking a lot lately about getting old, aging, you know. I have respect for senior citizens, though. They have a hard life. They need money. They can't find jobs. They have a lot of wisdom. No one wants to listen to them. They helped build this country. Now they're treated like second-class citizens. That's why I was happy to see fast food restaurants hiring senior citizens. I think that's a good idea. They have a great attitude, you know. Pull into the drive-thru. I'll have a hamburger and fries. Don't you think you should have some vegetables with that? My mother's getting old now. She bought herself an answering machine, my mother, just to torture me. She always has the same message. I can't get to the phone right now. I could be out. Or I could be on my way to the hospital with severe chest pains for all my son cares. Leave a message. Sometimes I wonder if we're getting dumber as a nation. Do you think we are? I don't know. I bought myself a toaster not too long ago. I get it home. I open it up. Look at this. It's got a 3-page instruction book. Have we sunk this low as a civilization? Do we need 3 pages of instructions to make a piece of toast? If you put bread in a toaster, fall on it, you've got toast. Now this gets stranger and stranger. Look at this, a whole list of important safeguards for your toaster. And you need safeguards for a toaster. That's a dangerous instrument. I don't know how many needless toaster deaths there were last year because people didn't turn to page 3 and read their safeguards, all right? Right at the top of the list, do not put your toaster into a heated oven. Do not spread rumors. One guy writes all this stuff. Do not leave your toaster unattended. Why? Is it going to run away to Toasterland or something? That's why we plug them in, so they don't crawl off the counter and escape. You ever get up in the morning, the blender's by the window, the cord's real tight? It's trying to get out of there. Honey, plug that thing in. That's how we lost the microwave. Don't put any accessory attachments on your toaster. I didn't know you could get accessory attachments. Racing stripes, mag wheels. I've got to visit people more. My favorite one of all, do not use your toaster underwater. You know, a lot of times I'll be skin diving off the Florida Keys. Checking out the coral, the fish. It'll just hit me. God, I could go for a piece of toast right now. Plug it into that electric eel, have Jacques Cousteau over for Pop-Tarts. Enjoy the rest of the show. That's it for me. Thank you very much.
think Mike needs a hobby. Actually, what he just said was, let's do laundry, that little cheese ball. Anyway. Oh, thank you. Anyway, the next comic you are going to love. She hails from New York City. She's been on The Today Show and The Tonight Show. She's on day and night. She was voted Showtime's
The rabbit! Kill the rabbit! Kill the rabbit! Kill the rabbit! Kill the rabbit! Any more rabbits around?
The Great American Music Hall, you guys and you. And till next time, thank you very much and good night, everybody. Thank you. Good night.
I went to some places that I really hate, though. Boise, Idaho. Ooh, where evolution took a break. Don't ever go there, folks. It's like 1956 came along, everybody went, yeah, that's good enough. Let's just stop right there.
The Catholics are really strict. They want you to be a virgin when you get married. Is this realistic at this point? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's scary enough when you know all about the person. I mean, what if on your wedding night you find out you're not even sexually compatible? What if he refuses to wear the cowboy hat?
They're always running. You ever notice that? Rats and mice. You never see one just sort of walking along, taking their time. They always seem to be in a big hurry for some reason. Where are they going? These are rodents. Do they have jobs, responsibilities, schedules they keep? Yeah, I got to get to that garbage dump between 8 and 9. Yeah, then it's over to the lab for testing between 9 and 10. Scare the heck out of somebody at 10:15. I am so jammed up today, to tell you the truth.
We do. We judge each other really fast, you know, in that first impression, which I don't think is fair, because I just found out how long it takes to make a first impression. Does anybody know? It takes 3 seconds. That's it. I mean, that doesn't give you much room to maneuver if you get off with one of those nerdy, hi. That's it. You're a geek.
Tonight, from San Francisco's Great American Music Hall, it's a Comedy Tonight special featuring Matt Weinhold.
You ever have people kiss bad? It's just amazing. You think it's going to be this nice romantic kiss and they just come at you like...
Dan St. Paul.
And I went to Catholic school here in San Francisco. I went to St. Thomas, who was, of course, the doubting apostle. Our school cheer was, yeah, right.
And Dexter Madison.
Although I remember once at school I had to analyze the great poem of the 20th century, The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. And I must admit that after 2 weeks of feverish study, the deepest literary insight I could come up with was that if you rearrange the letters in T.S. Eliot, you get toilets.
before. Good evening. Welcome to Comedy Tonight. I'm your host, Carrie Snow, and hey, walk a mile in my brassiere, all right? Anyway, so I'm really happy to be here tonight, and we have a wonderful show for you. I want to tell you something. I actually, you know, I joke all the time about dating younger men, and I actually was dating someone younger than myself. Yeah, we're talking homework. So we're talking on the phone one Sunday morning. My parents beep in on call rudeness, and so I had to go back and talk to my parents because they were planning some sort of Fellini-esque family reunion, all right? Yeah. And I said, I'll call you right back to this guy. And I said, Mom, Dad, I'll be honest. I could have lied, but I'm an honest woman. I could have lied. I went back and I said, Mom, Dad, I'm actually dating someone 12 years younger than me. My mother goes, oh, great for you. And my dad goes, yeah, he can play with your nephew, Josh. But it was not really a family reunion. It was actually my Auntie Rosie's 95th birthday party last spring. Yeah, I have an Auntie Rosie who's 95. She's almost 96 now, and she's like the coolest chick ever, all right? You can call her late at night because she says she's a 12 o'clock gal in a 9 o'clock town. Oh, she's the best. And when you're a little kid, she'd make you perfect golden brown squares of toast, you know, with the crust cut off, as opposed to your mom going, here, scrape off the black parts. It's good for you, yeah? And when you got a little older, and when any of the cousins, she never had kids, and she never got married, so she's going to live forever because she's got no stress, all right? And when you were a teenager, and when the cousins would run away from home, we'd always run to Auntie Rosie's, okay? And I ran away once when I was 16, but I didn't actually run. I took a cab because I had a lot of clothes. My parents, you know, and Auntie Rosie now, she's older, and she lives on her own, and she's got a kitty cat, you know, and she's really wonderful. But people give her the weirdest gifts when you get old. They give her bathrobes and nightgowns like she's sick in bed, which she's not, and watches like she actually cares what time it is. All right? Hey, her Social Security number is 3. All right? Thank you. That's my part of the show. Thank you. Just a little quickie. Thank you. Tonight, I swear to you, we're going to have a really great show. I'm very proud of this. And to start it out, we're going to give you a comedian who keeps us laughing all the time with his unique brand of humor. Who wrote this? He won the Seattle Comedy Competition. He headlines up and down the West Coast, up and down and up and down. And I'd like to welcome a rising star to San Francisco. Let's have a nice hand for Matt Weinhold. Come on.
I'm killing. This is too easy. I'm very excited to be here. Can you tell? Great. You guys are all giving me that look right now, like, oh, look, the missing Sheen brother. It's not Charlie or Emilio, it's Ultra Sheen. That's me. Some people get their hair cut at Supercuts or get mine done at Bob's Big Boy. That's me, you know. I'm also very happy, too, because I have this girl that I've been going out with who's very cute. She's a model, actually. She's a Barbizon model from the Barbizon Modeling School. You know what I'm talking about? They're like the 7-Eleven of modeling schools, if you don't know. They have this slogan that makes no sense at all. We can teach you to be a model or just look like one. What does that mean? What other job would you need to look like a model at? Except a model. Is there like some guy at Burger King right now going, would you like... fries with your Whopper? It looks equally good with mustard. Or without. Some of you people aren't too sure about me at all, are you? My friends aren't too sure either. I have these friends that are great, these big macho weightlifter guys. You know people like this? Oh, man, they're like these big macho, weightlifting all the time, you know. And they're so paranoid that people are going to think that they're wimpy. It's funny, they walk around like extra macho all the time. Looking to put someone's eye out with that peck, you know? It's funny, it's like they have a big red H on their shirt. I'm heterosexual man. A man of testosterone. And there are some guys who are just big. Like, you're kind of a big guy right there. You lift weights? No, I just came out of the womb like this. Just, I went out of here. Get this stuff off me. Birth is a weird thing, isn't it? Human beings just coming out of other human beings. That's amazing that women can do that. It's even weirder now. They have this thing I saw in Omni magazine. It's really wild. It's like a little tape recorder that you put up against the womb, and it teaches the kid inside the womb. So the kid pops out intelligent. It's like pops out, there's a guy waiting with like diploma and keys to an apartment. Here you go. Have a nice life. It's very expensive, though. Not everyone's going to be able to afford it. Some people are probably just going to get whatever they can get their hands on. Just put like an AM radio right there. Little kid pops out of the womb. Hi, how you doing? I started off as a gleam in my mom and dad's eye, rocketed my way up the birth canal, making my way to my #1 J. It's me, your baby, coming at you from WOMB. You know? I would like to have a kid, just to buy him all the toys and everything. The toys now are amazing, don't you think? The stuff they have? Like Teddy Ruxpin and Nintendo, kids all have that. We got gypped. The stuff we got, pretty much worthless junk, don't you think? Slinky, what was that? A spring. Kids are playing with Nintendo, I played with a spring, and I liked it. I was an idiot. They could have given me anything to play with. Told me it was a toy. I would have played with it. Here's a toy. A Brillo pad. Great. Or Wheelo. Do you remember Wheelo? Little red wheel, magnetic. Went them on a piece of wire. You want like this. What was that? It was a toy for a kid on Valium. Timmy, come to dinner. No. I'm getting good. I want a smart kid. I don't want a kid that just sits around and plays with toys all day. I want a kid like Mozart. Did you ever see Amadeus? Oh, man, he was brilliant. Mozart, he started composing music when he was 3 years old. He wrote his first opera, he was 7. 7 years old, wrote an opera. Of course, you never hear that one. Can't be very good. I mean, a 7-year-old kid wrote it. What kind of opera could a 7-year-old kid write? I've got cooties, yeah, 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 yeah. Oops, I wet my pants, he wet his pants, I wet my pants. Thanks a lot, you guys have been great.
You've probably seen our next comedian on Evening at the Improv. He just signed with MCA Records, and he's coming out on an album called Stand Up 101. He's a San Francisco native. You're really going to like this guy. Let's hear it for Dan St. Paul. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I just did the weirdest thing. I flew up here from L.A., but they overbooked my flight, so they flew me first to San Jose. Then they flew me from San Jose to San Francisco. San Jose to San Francisco is 40 miles. The stewardess didn't have enough time to serve everybody. She just opened up a Coke and we all took a sip. The peanut was good, though. So I just came back from working on a cruise ship. I've never done this before. I was in the Caribbean, and I was on the island of Martinique. Anybody ever been to Martinique before? Okay. This is, of course, an island owned by the French, right? So you get all the rudeness with half the jet lag. It's a beautiful thing. They made me fly from Martinique to Saint Martin. That's the way it's pronounced, Martin. On Air France. 40-seat plane, 39 people smoked. It was like... So now I have this movie of naked French people whacking me with kelp. Stop looking, I said. So I'm gone for like a week on this cruise ship. I come back, and I haven't seen American television for a week, and I turn on the TV, and there are the Olympic bowling trials. Bowling's going to be an exhibition sport in the '92 Olympics. And I'm looking at my television going, wait a second now, are there actually guys in India at the dinner table going, well, I'd like to have more curry, but I must go, it's league night. Oh, yeah. I must leave room for the beer. Oh, yeah. I watch what I eat and what I drink now because I'm in my 30s and I have no waistline. It's gone. I'm not fat, but I'm a cylinder now. I can wear a belt anywhere on my body. If I dress all in white and stand next to my water heater, I'm the one with the head. The best part about being married for me is that now I get to shop at the Price Club. How many people have shopped there at the Price Club? By applause tonight in the audience. Basically, this is a supermarket on steroids, right? That's what they're going for here. Huge warehouse full of food for very low prices, but they get you because you have to buy everything in bulk. You can't buy a jar of peanut butter. You have to buy, like, Skippy in a drum. You can't buy a pint of ice cream. You have to buy a vanilla glacier. You can't buy a six-pack of beer. You have to buy the city of Milwaukee. But housewives see these low prices and suddenly, magically, they have the strength of Soviet weightlifters. Huge shopping carts the size of aircraft carriers. Little kids hanging off their belt loops like grenades. Picking up 50-pound bags of frozen chicken wings and making hook shots into the cart. Husbands are rolling boulders of mozzarella cheese just trying to keep up. Hold on, honey, I'm losing you. Oh, God, she's gone. I'll never leave here alive. Little kids are playing hide and seek behind 8-foot boxes of Triscuits and wheat thins. And my wife is so into it. Honey, should we get the burritos? I don't know. We're having Guadalajara over for dinner tomorrow night. You know what else they have there? Microwave milkshakes. Yeah, in the frozen food section. Yeah, you put it in your microwave for 30 seconds, boom, chocolate milkshake. Yeah, 1 minute, boom, hot cocoa. 2 minutes, boom, roofing material. I went shopping for cheese there. Now, I go to the dairy case. I pick up what I think is American cheese, and there on the package it says, processed American cheese food. And I'm thinking, is this what they feed to cheese? Dog food? Cat food? Cheese food? Does somebody own a pet Gouda? You can tell cheese food from regular cheese. It's bright. It's this bright Chernobyl orange color, you know? You can use it for safety cones on the freeway. There's been an accident. Bring the cheese food. We keep a slice in our bathroom as a nightlight. See, I'll tell you why we have cheese food. This is the reason. The dairy companies wanted to make a cheap cheese, make us believe it was real cheese, and sell it to us at the same price. But once they made it, they looked at it and went, gentlemen, I don't think the public is going to believe this is edible. I think we're going to have to put the word food. Plus, it's got the consistency of silly putty. You can actually take a slice of this stuff, press it on the Sunday comics, and get Charlie Brown right there on the slice of cheese food. Thanks a lot. You guys have been great. Thank you.
Stan St. Paul! Give it up for him, kids. Our next artiste coming to the stage is the winner of the 1989 San Francisco International Comedy Competition. He's appeared on the Pat Sajak Show, Evening at the Improv. I'd like to bring to our stage right now the suave and sophisticated Dexter Madison. Thank you.
Well, thank you. How are you, hooligans? This is too fun. This is a hoot and a holler. And I have seen some hoots in my time. I'm Dexter Madison. Share the fantasy. This coffee's so rich. Think I'll have that extra taste. This is yum. This is lish. Well, I'm feeling pretty good tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I truly am. I'm seeing someone new. I'm rather excited about that. I just bought the binoculars last week. Now that I'm a swirl of romance, I truly am. And may I say, my dear, that you look very, very lovely this evening. You do. What is your name, oh flower of the dark, dark night? Pardon me? Joan, that's a lovely name. Tell me something, Joan. What is it you do when you're not bringing proud men to their knees? Pardon me? You sleep. Aha. Only 24 hours in the day, Joan. That's all you do. You sleep and you bring proud men to their knees. Well, it's a lifestyle, isn't it? Yes. They say there is no more romance. Romance can be a bitter pill, though. Tear comes to the eye. Flick, flick. Sometimes one finds oneself amidst a relationship from which all romance has fled.
You don't love me. You never loved me. You just used me.
How true. Cocktail? But I speak of the blues. Yes, the blues, the blues, the blues. And the blues will drive some people to drink. I never drink alone. Unless, of course, I'm alone. I spent last Thanksgiving Day alone. It was a personal decision made by my friends. I remember that day very well. I woke up about 11 o'clock. I went into the kitchen where I'd set up a nice little appetizer table for myself because I like to pick. I don't mind being alone. I can entertain myself. It's just that my upstairs neighbors were giving a party. I looked out into the hallway. I could see the guests arriving with hams and yams and cakes. As I say, I don't really know my upstairs neighbors all that well, but I thought the least I could do was go up there, wish them happy Thanksgiving, and eat some of their food. So I did. I knocked upon their door. Oh, hello, I'm your downstairs neighbor, Dexter Madison. Share the fantasy. I smelled your turkey. I thought I'd come up and wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I meant to introduce myself to you sooner. You're rather new to the building. How long have you been here? 12 years. Time flies. So you got a big turkey? Because I noticed a lot of people in there celebrating, having fun, like I was just doing downstairs in my apartment, alone. Ah, 21-pounder, hefty bird. Is it nice and brown? What kind of gravy you got? Ooh, mushroom gravy. I like mushroom gravy, yes. Hmm? Oh, you have company. Aha. Aha. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, too. I went back downstairs to my apartment, took off my pilgrim hat. I put on some records. I danced a bit. Along about 1 o'clock, I thought a drink would be nice, so I polished off a quart of bourbon. Get that holiday glow, you know? I came to around 6, dinner time, yet oddly enough, I wasn't feeling very hungry. I suddenly felt so depressed. I felt so lonely. I felt this incredible need just to talk to someone. So I called the police and registered a complaint against the people upstairs. The holiday went swimmingly after that. But I speak of the blues. The workplace will give you the blues. I have toiled in the workplace. I worked in a bank once. I was a teller. I was good and I knew it. I was nominated for Teller of the Month. I wanted it. So bad, I could taste it. But I knew the only way to win was to go to you, the people, go for the popular vote. So I started giving out extra change. After the trial, I worked briefly for the Christian Science organization. I quit after 1 week. Ask me why. No sick days. I'm getting into bodybuilding. You scoff. Bodybuilding is an art. I'm an artist. I'm working on my own body. Unfortunately, I'm a surrealist. But I relate to artists, I do. I read an article once in which Matisse said when he reached the age of 80, he wanted to turn into a vermilion goldfish. And when I read that, I thought, you too? And now I find myself immersed in this crazy biz we call show. And the golden rule in showbiz is that the show must go on. But I think there are exceptions to that rule. If you're doing Hamlet, and you have a stroke, does the show really have to go on? Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Next day, the critics, oh, what a daring interpretation. Why is Hamlet always so confused? To be or not to be? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I eat? Should I just pick? Oh, Hamlet, stop. Get a grip. George Sanders was a great actor. He committed suicide. He left a note. You know what the note said? I'm bored. Wasn't that a mild overreaction on George's part? You wouldn't want to invite George to a party. Puts an awful lot of pressure on the hostess. I read a book a while ago, The Stranger by Albert Camus, in which a man commits a pointless murder, is executed, and the whole point of the book is that life has no meaning. Albert Camus won the Nobel Prize for this. But at the back of the book, to give a brief biography of Albert Camus, and it says, Albert Camus died in a car crash in January 1960. And I always thought they should have added, Not that it matters. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. You've been grand. Thank you very much.
Dexter Madison! Dexter makes me feel so common. But I'd like to thank Dexter Madison, Dan St. Paul, and Matt Weinhold. I'd like to thank the Great American Music Hall and you for joining us tonight for Comedy Tonight. Thank you so much, and good night, everybody. Thank you.
Enjoy the great comedians from tonight's show by owning your very own home video cassette. This program is now available by calling the toll-free number on your screen. You'll be laughing not once, not twice, but over and over again. Call 1-800-441-3000 to order your copy. The price is just $14.95 plus handling. Please have your credit card ready when you call and ask for program 902.
The idea of a priest is kind of weird. Because what is a priest, basically? A guy that never has sex and knows a lot of Bible trivia. This is pretty much a Jeopardy winner in my book, you know?
No, I find it very strange when someone goes out and kills 20, 30 people, which he should not do. And they catch that fellow and they ask him, why did you do it? He always says the same thing. I heard voices. Why don't the voices ever say, go dancing?
Production and... Presentation of this program is made possible in part by grants for the arts of the San Francisco Hotel Tax Fund.